Welcome to Starfield, and this is going to be the first in a series of two videos. The first one is about the sort of basic design of my ships, because I had one and then I made this one, and the second is going to be the design of my HABs, my outposts. I've got a network of 3 of them, so that's going to be the general gist of things. So let's get on with the ship tour. Firstly, let's go to the kiosk here so we can have an actual look at it. Alright, so this is the Defiant. She's kind of a chunky monkey, I should probably call her that. And the game won't let me put anything else on her. It says I've got the maximum amount of modules. Because I've got all those schematic modules on here. Except for the comm relay one, I think. But everything else is on here. Anyway, it won't let me put anything else on. So there you go. I have managed to maintain, max jump range and mobility, a decent amount of crew, good amount of cargo, good amount of shield, and so on. Top speeds, decent weapons. Do the job well. I went for all particle beam weapons, auto particle beams, because they damage both shield and hull. So, no picking and choosing, and they're fast and they get the job done in usually mere seconds. So, this is the basic design of her. I know she's kind of a chunky monkey, as I said. She's a little chunky. The original one I made was the Endeavor, this one. And if we look at her here, same thing, I've maxed out the modules on it. Basically, I got the same sort of engineering core, which is this group of engines. So we've got the Hercules DT-130s on there, the SA-4220s, 4220s, whatever, and the SAL 6830 engine. Got one of those in the middle there. And altogether, they produce the right amount of main thrust and mobility for the weight of it. And then if my mouse will let me zoom in, underneath we've got 4 of these Titan 550 helium-3 tanks, giving us 640 jump fuel. So that's cool. 1, 2, and then back there 3, 4 behind them. You can't really see them, but anyway. So there's actually 4 of these. So 8 of these canisters, if you like, but 4 actual units. Then we've got the reactor there, which of course is Class C, so DC-402, giving us 34 power generated. I really need to get to, I think it's level 60, so I can get the one that gives you like 40 power or something. I need to max out my power, because I still can't quite max everything out. So that's something to strive for. Good grav drive, the NG340 gives me 45 grav jump thrust. So that gives me plenty of room, on a big ship, right? A recent addition is the shielded cargo hold. I added that. Because occasionally, you find those contraband items in loot, and I was like, damn it, I can't really do anything with that. So, and I kept getting caught because I forget I'd have them on me and stuff. So I was like, I need to, pay attention to that and deal with that. So I did, and I went and got, as on the main ship, the scan jammers. I got 2 of those multi-frequency scan jammers on there. One there, and you can see it. Another one on the other side. So, anyway, but this is the ship I started with. But then, what happened? They released a new, and this is much sleeker, right? This is a much sleeker version. Basically, it's supposed to be a multi-role ship, right? It does everything well. So, exploring, fighting, whatever you want to do, cargo running a little bit. It's not too bad on that. So, but then Bethesda released this bad boy, the C6 and 7 cockpit with the new, it's basically a bridge. It's awesome. So I was like, oh man, now I got to build a new ship around that, and because it connects differently, it doesn't connect to the back. It connects down here and either side underneath. So it's basically a sit on top kind of bridge, right? A ventral bridge, not ventral, dorsal bridge. So as opposed to a forward bridge, right? So that basically ends up forcing you to a completely different design. And then I wanted to use these new pieces. So with this, you actually get a little boost to your scanning distance by 20%, it says, but they only attach to Cowling B modules, which is this thing. So you're then sort of limited to this. So it ends up being straight. I kind of wanted to do it a bit more curvy, but it sort of ended up building itself basically once you attach these on, and I put some on the back to sort of finish it off too. So I got 4 of them. So it's supposed to give me was that going to be an 80% scan boost? I don't know. I don't really notice much difference, honestly. And then the new braking thruster modules, because originally I just had these kind of things. So I added those. I went kind of crazy with it. I was like, let's just go all out in this one. But the same landing system, same awesome Hope 4 landing bay is my favorite landing bay. And same fuel tanks and reactor and grav drive, like everything's the same. Whenever I update anything on this, I update it on the Endeavor as well to keep them the same. But I've really, since I built this, I've only been flying this, honestly. It's become my favorite. And then same weapons, particle beam, auto particle beams. And the other thing that I added was I realized, I used to put the Docker on the top, and it has to be the highest point, of course, so it would always end up being at the back here somewhere usually. On this, I did try it here, where the shield currently is, but that meant that, if you got boarded, not that I ever have been boarded, but say you were, they'd come right down into your bridge and have your ship, pretty much, So I felt that was a security risk. So, ended up putting it up here, and I was like, I don't like it, it's kind of exposed or whatever, and it looks like it's made out of tin foil, how they look. So, and then I saw an NPC with one of these with the doors on it, and I was like, oh yeah, I forgot they existed, So, and then when I was messing around, I saw another NPC that had it upside down underneath. I was like, I didn't even know you could do that, So I wanted to put it on this. And while I was messing around building, I also realized you can flip these, the ceiling portholes. I didn't even know you could do that. I don't know why I didn't know. I think I just forgot because I had a 15-month break in playing the game before I started playing again, just before the release of Free Lanes. Sort of when Trackers Alliance came out is when I picked it up again. And, so it's been a while. So I think I just forgot. But anyway, so I was like, oh, cool. You can flip those two and put them in the floor. Like, I didn't even think to do that, So anyway, so I added those little porthole there just to fill in, because the Hope 4 is a bit shorter than the rest of the modules for some weird reason. I'm not sure why. So there's a big old gap here, so I thought I'd fill it in a little bit with this porthole, and you can also sort of see out into space through it. So, and of course here it's cool because you can see down into space, or through them you can see what you've docked to when you come down here. And then of course this opens out and it's your docker, right? So it docks downwards instead of upwards, so you have to go down to the very belly of the ship to go through there, which is fun. I think I prefer that way. It sort of makes more sense to me. But it's weird when you come out horizontally in a space station like Deimos or whatever, because then that means that you were going down, but now you're horizontal. So like it must be a weird change in gravity. I'm not sure how that would work. That's probably why they don't show it. But anyway, yeah. So basically that's the ship design. This is cargo, regular cargo, and then this is the shielded cargo. And lots of retro thrusters, braking thrusters, the RCS reaction control system thrusters. I put them on the front there, and also all these engine modules have them built in, so you sort of see them firing, like when you're flying around, if you do it third person. And you can see all the modules I've got on here, the schematic modules, like the anti-targeting, the EM pulse shielding, the shield refractor, the advanced ship scrap, repair system overdrive. And this one's my favorite, buoyant insulators. It reduces the mass of the ship by 20%, which means you can cram more on it, and still maintain that jump range and mobility, what have you. So that's a really cool addition. And then, as I say, a couple of scan jammer multi-frequencies on either side there. So it's basically exactly the same sort of as far as the engineering systems. I worked, the numbers came out right. So it's literally just a different external and internal design for the HABs strapped onto the basic same engineering system, right? So that's the ship. I know it's a chunky monkey, but she's kind of in a more industrial look to her, and it's, starts with this. If you want this at the front, it's going to end up like that, unless you put it at the back or on top or something. I don't know. But I wanted it at the front, and, you could definitely have this as the topmost level of the ship, topmost deck. That will give you a better view at the back than I have. I still get a good view out of those windows. But these, of course, you just basically see the ship. But it's cool because from here you can kind of see down, right? From here you can see down into the bridge, which is kind of cool. It's cool to see into the ship from other parts of the ship, it's interesting. So that's the ship. She is good in the battle. She has a high-powered shield. And, look at skills and stuff, and the optimizer and all that stuff. I've got that shield there, so that's good. I'm happy with her. She could be better, like better weapons, probably. More powerful weapons, maybe. And definitely need the most powerful reactor. That's going to be the next thing I get. But when I get to level 60, I haven't got there yet. I don't use any ship mods or anything. This is all just vanilla pieces. I do have the premium version, so I've got all the DLCs. So if any of the pieces happen to just be in the DLCs, I'm not sure if they are or not, but that could be why. But anyway, yeah. So I don't cheat with giving myself money or anything. So it's all just vanilla gameplay, right? The only mods I use is a few from creations, and they're not to do with the actual ship. So just excuse my cat in the background. That's the ship's cat. So the mods I use, basically here. So I've got Tracker's Alliance. I've got the Gravis suit, 'cause I thought it was cool. The demog car, although I use the new Moon Jumper now. This one I haven't done yet. Didn't really care much about that, so I haven't done it yet. This one looks cool, but doesn't do anything. It's got no interactable parts that I could tell anyway, so I didn't bother building it. I got the Allied Winter Camo Skin Pack, so I spent my 1,000 credits that came with the premium version on this and Tracker's Alliance. And this was so that I had some weapons that sort of matched better with the Gravis suit, right? Then, do not judge me, but I got Milky Way Vixen's DLC on here. So that we can equally represent different body types. That's my excuse, and I'm sticking to it. And Gorefield, of course, got to have that on there because it just makes the game hilarious. And then the new one that popped up recently, Grav Lanes, which I think is cool. So it looks like there's an update available, so I should probably do that. Honestly, I didn't know that. I wonder what it says he did. That's weird, because I have updated it since then. But it does tell me up here there's an update, so I should probably do that. Anyway, but those are the ones that I use. So nothing crazy. It doesn't really change the game much, just graphically. But, I don't have anything that gives me any special abilities as regards the ship. Okay. And there's the old Moon Jumper, of course. Alright, so let's head into the ship. See, what a cool entrance, though. This Hope 4 landing bay, I just love it. I do use some Stroud Eklund hull parts, the structural parts, because, this looks freaking awesome, I think. And it curves around. There is one that's straighter with a weapon mount, but I don't need that, so I prefer the curvy roundy one, this one. The Aculander 4s, I think these are called, right? And then at the back here, I've got some Demos tail pieces. They're actually called bellies, but I flip them around and, have them like that to finish off the back end there. And then we've got some Nova parts there. This is a new part underneath, flipped upside down, on top of that part that's been in the game since launch. Yeah, so we've got the shielded cargo bay here, which is cool. I just recently added that because I just had another Demos tail piece there. So that when I saw that, I was like, ooh, because I couldn't really put it anywhere. I didn't want to get rid of my regular cargo because I like the look of them. And there wasn't a shielded one that looked like that. And the others, I didn't like how they looked. So this one, I thought, oh, you know what, that's great. So I flipped it round and, it makes a great tailpiece and it just looks like an engine support. So awesome shielded cargo there, gives you 320 extra cargo apart from anything else, and it's shielded, so that's nice. Alright, so around the other side, around to the side here, is more of the same. And you just about see them scan jammers up there. Those guns look huge when you right up to them. Hold on, let me just feed myself. Feed me, Seymour. Alright, so, yeah, and then those awesome, antennae scanner thingies, and these really cool braking thrusters there, retro thrusters. Alright, so that's the exterior, right? So let's go inside. And there we go, up.
Assuming all systems are nominal, we are ready to depart.
Cool. So I've done a bit of decorating around, just not a lot, but just to fill in some blanks. Some places I left pretty clean. So you come on and you're as soon as you get on, you're greeted with this, which I think is a cool way to enter the ship. Like the ceiling lights and everything. Nova modules, like I rebuilt this ship, I experimented, I used, Teo modules, Demos modules, Stratacla modules. Didn't like the interiors of them, although the externals look cool, I didn't like the interiors. So I'm sticking with Nova Galactic. Alright, so this is basically where you come on into a control center. And then right here, we have the armory, so if you're about to go on an away mission, right? If you need to pick up extra guns, you can. And yeah, we just ignore that. And we've got that in there as a souvenir, and that's for me and Andrea, Andrea, however you say it. When everyone else has gone to bed. Just kidding. So anyway, that is. I'm gonna try not to make my camera work too whizzy as well, because I tend to whiz around too much with the mouse, and I just can't do it with a controller. It's so awkward. So let me slow down a bit here. In fact, I should probably go to walking mode. That might help. So there we go. And yes, I added the danger sign to that hatch there because not just to be dramatic, but I have literally forgot I didn't have a suit on a couple of times. I'm going out there and nearly died on a moon or something, So that reminds me, like, idiot, put a suit on, you know what I'm saying? So have I got my suit on? Yeah, okay. So that's there for a reason. Okay, so and then the other side here, in case you come back injured, is the infirmary. Not that the beds actually heal you. I wish you could get on them, and then it would like heal everything. That would be cool, right? Like the scanny. Look at all this. So you could have that scanny thing like heal you and stuff. Like I don't know, but it doesn't do anything. You can't even get on it. You can't even get on the thing. But it looks cool. Anyway, but that's the idea. So usual sort of stuff, right? And then because there's 4 crew, it's actually a double infirmary down here, so a repeat of that. In case everyone got the flu at the same time or something, who knows. And then let's see what else we got down here. Is first engineering. I've got the engineering modules flank the actual engineering section, if you know what I mean. So like the actual energy production and grav drive and everything are flanked by 2 engineering modules. Something's banging around, I don't know what it is, it's very annoying. I've got the new ship optimization terminal there, so that's an actual reason to come in here, is to do that. Other than that, you know, pretty much just takes care of itself. I have seen Andrea do stuff in here. I'm going to say Andrea because Andreja just feels too awkward to me, and you sort of, like in some languages, you pronounce the J as a Y. You know what I mean? So is it meant to be Andrea? I don't know. Who knows? And then I have to Google the translation. Here is where the two girls live, crewmates. If I find out what's banging around, I'm gonna shoot it. And the two girls live in here. They got their pool table. There's their beds. They got their chilling area here, which I thought was pretty cool. They're a bit messy, but you know, they do their job. They do what they're paid for. And then here's the other engineering section, and again, a ship optimization terminal. Oh, here's Andreas. So, all right, and this door should be kept closed. You know, I've got radiation signs up. Let's not irradiate the whole ship, just in case. So you know, done some sort of decorating for them to make it look like a bit more of a girls' room. Keep in line with their characters. And then down here is where I was talking about where you dock, right? So you have to actually come into their quarters, but they don't mind. It's not into their main area. So down here you're in the computer core of the ship. And around here, see, computer core. And then here you go, here's the docker, right? So you can kind of see a little bit out there. So you can kind of see what you dock to, like station or ship. And of course you can also see that through the floor unit here, the floor window, which is cool. It actually has glass on it, you can see that there. You can actually walk on it. It's not a dip or anything. So dig that, that's cool. Yeah, and then there's the the docker. And again, a danger sign, because you never know. Don't open it while you're not docked to anything, people, So, of course. Alright, so that's that area. And they have their own bathroom, shower, toilet, whatever. Okay, and then back here, and then we're back where we came in, right? So now we go up to the next deck. So if you just came in, to get to the bridge, you just have to go up this one ladder. I don't mind ladders. Some people hate them. I don't know why. It takes like a couple of seconds to get up there. Oh, and before I forget, this is obviously the science lab. So, do your research and stuff in here. You can do it in the infirmaries as well, but I prefer to kind of do it in here. Or in my outpost, actually, because that's where I have a bunch of resources. And then here we are. This is actually part of the bridge module, the cockpit module. So you see it has two side doors and then the main round door. So if we go up here, this is of course the reason I built this ship, which is the bridge. I mean, look at that. It's very Star Trek-y. You've got these sort of forward positions and then the central pilot's position. You've got a navigation console. You've got your usual screens for cargo, armory, and decoration. And then the captain's locker is actually over here. Okay, and then you've got these very Star Trek-y side positions, which I think are cool. All this spaceship stuff at the back, which who knows what it does, but it makes little chirpy noises and does things. And then you can see the rest of the ship there, see, through the windows, and you can look up, which is cool. And then if you were to put the docker on the top, this is where it comes down, right above this hatch that says "Do not obstruct." That's where it would come down to there. And then it also has these cool side gun mounts, which are also sort of windows with the neon light around them, which is cool, very Star Warsy. But those are actually the side gun mounts there. So that's cool. And anyway, so that's the bridge, cockpit / bridge, whatever you want to call it. I call it a bridge because it's huge. I mean, it really is huge, and it's cool. So that's the whole reason I built this ship, was so I could have a ship with this bridge on it, basically, because it's just got such a lot of detail on it. Alright, so then we come down. Across from where we came up from the science lab is the workshop, so you can upgrade your weapons and everything here, which I do quite often. So that's cool. And then through into the center section. We've got another control center here, because this had to be basically a public walkway, and I found making it a hab was weird, because you basically had to walk through someone's sort of private, living quarters to get to the rest of the ship. So that didn't make sense to me. So I try and design the internals of the ship like to actually make sense, right? So anyway, so this is more of a public area, a little bit of storage, I guess, but whatever. It's really a link to the rest of the ship. So over here we've got what I call the captain's ready room. It's supposed to be my other quarters, and since I'm married to Andrea in the game, we have a bed here. And it was the only place I could put it. It literally won't fit anywhere else. I tried various different living modules, and there's just nowhere. Just the way it worked out. So this was the only place I could put it. And it works. There's a bit of space there. It's not perfect, but you can get to the toilet, and there you go. So that's that. Other beds just look weird there. It had to be that one. And that's my bed, or rather the couch if I get the doghouse. Who knows? Get in the doghouse. Alright, so that's what I call the captain's ready room. And of course you can have meetings right here. So that's that little area. I added the extra chair and the little artwork there. And that one. So very minimal sort of decoration.
One day you won't come back alive, and everyone's gonna be all sad and stuff. It'll be great.
And that's Miria. She's very, very cheerful. Yeah. So here we are in one of the other cool new things I liked and wanted to have, and that's the double decker modules. And so I've got the 2x2 and the 2x1. The second version of each one. I didn't like the first versions of each one, the internals, so I like the internals of the second version of each one. So that's what I have here. So the 2x2 here, you can see the lower deck is basically a cooking and eating area. So that's pretty cool with some more spaceship-y type stuff. And lower deck of the 2x1 is you sort of chill, play darts. That's pretty much it, Not a lot going on there. And then if we go up here, there's a little seating area I put, and more storage. There's a Trackers Alliance bounty clearance terminal down there. I might add a couple of more storage crates, but probably not. All right, so back down, and of course this links by two passageways here to that one, right? So if you go up the stairs here. The top deck of it is a science lab, basically, and it even has a little office with a cot in it if you want to have a nap while you're supposed to be working. And another seating area by that window I put. And then we whiz down the stairs here. Ooh. This is the actual captain's quarters module, which no one's supposed to come in but me, but they just do whatever they want, apparently. They don't respect my privacy. So, you've got this. And, of course, that's the other crew member, and she's on my bed. Wow. Is she trying to get Andrea to unalive her? I don't know. Taking a nap on the captain's bed. Wow. Anyway, so you can see out, which is cool. You can see that scan jammer there. You got a little area to work here. I added this chair and stuff, so you can sit and look at that coffee stain if you want to do that. So that's the captain's ready room. Captain's quarters module. But since I somehow managed to get married in the game, I don't even know how that happened really. But we have to have the captain's ready room and put that big old double bed over there. I think it gives you like a little temporary XP boost. Well, you get that when you sleep anyway, right? Anyway. What else? Okay, so there's one more deck, and that is primarily because when you put these two next to each other, it makes a big old gap right in the middle here, outside. And I didn't like it. It looked annoying. I'm not a giant fan of asymmetry most of the time in ships. Some ships can pull it off, but this didn't look right. So I had to cap it off with, I still wanted to keep the this because I like the interior of it, so I had to cap it off with something flat, and my choices for a 2x3 were either a mess hall or, you know, a cargo hall. The cargo hall is a complete utter waste of time. It doesn't even increase your cargo capacity. I don't understand it at all. You know, you can just put storage boxes in there, I guess, maybe. I don't know. So I thought, you know, I'll put a mess hall, but I'll make it cooler, you know. So up here is the top deck, and it's a real sort of social place where the crew can, you know, have a bit of a nicer environment to chill in, as it were. You know, little reading nooks here in the corner. There's one down here too, if we run down there. Right. And, you know, you got the whole kitchen thing. So I just sort of lightly decorated. Sure, it's really hard not to overdo it, but, you know, tried to control myself with that shit. There was no table here. It didn't put a table like it normally does, and I guess because the ladder's here, so I had to add the table and chairs, and I thought, you know, that ship looked cool in the middle there. The Beagle, even though the ship's not called the Beagle. My ship, you know, but I just thought that looked cool. And it's facing forward, of course. And that thing that looks like a UFO there is, of course, the shield, which is cool. So yeah, this is the top deck mess hall, so you can come over here and make food and eat and stuff and hang out, whatever, right? If you're entertaining important guests, you might bring them up here. So I used to have the docker come in here, as I say, but now I put a skylight there, which I think is better. And, you know, because the docker's downstairs. And those lights there, you can actually turn them off. See? And back on, which is pretty groovy. So there you go. Yeah, so that's the mess hall. And so you can see outside and look into the bridge down there, which is fun. And you can see these modules up close as well. It's kind of cool to see, you know, the ship parts like all up close to you. It gives you a real sense of their actual scale, because they look little in the ship builder. They look tiny, you know, but they're actually big things. As you can see, it looks like R2-D2. Yeah, they're pretty huge. So, and that shield's big too. So that's the ship, you know. But you can get from here to the front of the ship pretty quick. It's just a straight run, just down there through the center. You know, so even though it's a big ship and it's got basically everything you'd ever need, you can get from one end to the other real fast. You know. But that's it. That's the ship. That's my current design. It is quite utilitarian. This one is a bit more chunky, as I say. Just to show you how quick you can get out, just drop down here, and you're already at the landing bay.
Such beauty in the midst of nothingness.
So it's pretty fast to get out. Yep, but there we are. So I hope you enjoyed that. That was a tour of my ship, the Defiant. I may try making some totally different ships in the future, because shipbuilding for me is like a real fun activity. I really enjoy it. Reminds me of when I was a kid and used to jumble all my space Legos together and build my own ships out of it, you know. If Andrea would just get out of the way, thanks. She loves to be in my face, you know. Alright, so anyway, so that was it. I'll see you in the next one, which is explaining and showing my outpost network. So don't miss out. Alrighty, thanks for joining me. I'll see you on the next one. Have a good one.